Hey, Resonate family, just wanted to tell you thank you so much for volunteering for Parents Date Night. I really believe this is going to be a major tipping point for our church as we begin to serve the communities around us. And as I've been traveling around Alabama, which I'm still there right now, doing some fundraising, things are going so well. Thank you so much for your prayers. Continue to pray for me. But as I've been traveling around and telling people about the church and about what the Lord is doing and about the lives changed and more specifically about the open door that we have with schools, they've been shocked because nowadays many churches do not get that kind of an open door treatment the way that the school system has. And so one of the things I've begun to realize, or that's been affirmed in me this past week, is that we have been given a lot to steward. And we've got to capitalize on this because Jesus said something in his word that's very important, that's a principle that we have to live by. To whom much is given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. And we've been given a lot to steward with the favor that the school system, that we have with the school system, and so we've got to steward it really well. So above all, on Friday night, the thing that I want you to remember is that you're not just representing you're representing Resonate Church and the name that we bear, most importantly for Jesus, the banner that we carry for him in this city. And so because we've been given much, the Lord is going to require much of us. And so I want to make sure that we conduct everything that we do with excellence, because excellence honors God and it inspires people. The whole point of why we're doing this on Friday night is to turn people's heads. We want people to go, man, that's a church is doing this? I've got to check this out, because churches are usually known for what they're against, not what they're for. And so we want to turn people's heads, because ultimately you can't turn someone's heart until you turn their head. And so I want everybody to make sure that we focus on that everything we do it with excellence. We do it to honor the Lord, and then we're going to see an incredible, abundant harvest from this. I really, truly believe it. Wanted to give you guys a few details. This is a general detail for video for all of our volunteers, kind of a training video since we didn't have time to really do some extensive training. So I want to make sure you watch all this and be careful to follow all of these details. So the first one, make sure call times that you need to be aware of. We start at 6:30, so we need you guys to be there as early as you possibly can. 5:45 is what you need to shoot for, 5:45. If you can get there earlier, please do. The more prepared we are when the on set of kids come in and this massive flood of kids, the better. So make sure you're there. If anybody is able to help us set up, Derek and I are going to be up there about 3:30. to set up the gym and set up everything, and we don't have very much time, so the more hands the merrier. Just shoot me a text or call me and let me know that you're going to be able to be up there to help us out, so we can kind of know how to maximize our time right there at 3:30. But everybody else, 5:45. If you can get there at 5:30, please get there at 5:30, so that way we're ready. Call times at 6:30, and then everybody needs to plan on staying afterwards to tear down. So just plan on this being a full night. The more people we have helping to tear this stuff down and put it back, the better. So go ahead and plan on doing that. Parents are supposed to pick up their kids at 9 o'clock. And after that, after all the kids are out, then we'll begin to tear things down and get things back in their place and get them ready for Sunday. Make sure that on the night your focus is on kids. Okay, I know it's fun to hang out with each other. It's fun to, we can do all of that later, but the focus for the night is on the kids. We want to make sure the kids are, first and foremost, safe, because we want the parents to know that they're in a good, controlled, safe environment. But secondly, we want them to have fun. And they have fun not because of the product that we put in front of them, but because of the people that we put around them. And you guys are that people. And so we want to make sure that they have fun being relational with you. The most relational investment that you can make, the better that this return is going to have. And so focus on the kids. Keep all your attention on the kids that night. We also want to make sure that everybody is always in their assigned designated role. So make sure that you do not go from being a small group leader and say, oh, I feel like, the first 30 minutes I'm going to be a small group leader, and then I'm going to jump over to security, or I'm going to go over and do snacks. No, we've designated everybody to have a specific role for a specific reason. So make sure that you stay in that specific role, so that way we can keep everybody accounted for, and we can keep an excellent, orderly environment. Ashley Barrett is going to be the point of contact for everybody. So she's going to be kind of running, around and running interference on a lot of different stuff. So if you have any questions, any concerns, anything that comes up that night, you need to contact Ashley Barrett. So I want everybody to make sure that you've got Ashley's phone number in there, and we're giving you Ashley's phone number in this email. So make sure that you've got Ashley's phone number in your phone. You can call her at any time. You also need to make sure that you have your phone on you at all times and available to answer, because that's how we're going to be communicating with each and every individual or each group if we need to do that. So make sure you have your phone available and on. We're going to put some instructions in here in regards to bathroom for the small group leaders, but here's one of the things I want you guys to make sure. At no point in time do the kids go to the bathroom by themselves. And at no point in time do we let any kids go in. Never. We make sure that we are always accompanying them to the bathroom. Now, we'll talk more about bathroom instructions in a little bit because we have a designated time for bathrooms, but I want to make sure that everybody is clear on that. I also want to make sure that everybody's clear that if they ever see a kid that is unaccompanied during the night, that is not a win. If a kid is wandering around and they are without their small group leader, without their group, then you need to grab the kid, not in a hostile way, but you need to get the kid and get them back to their group as soon as possible. As soon as possible. The check-in volunteers there will be able to help you identify what group they're in if that's the case, if you're there. So make sure that no kid is ever unaccompanied. The other thing is we need to make sure that no parents are actually allowed inside the gym after they drop their kids off. They'll come in and they'll check their kid in, but we've got, in order to keep a safe and secure environment and make sure that all parents are served well and all kids are served well, the only people who are allowed around the kids are people who have been background checked by us. So it's one of our volunteers. So we need to make sure that no parents at any point go into the gym. They don't cross the barrier there between the atrium area and the gym. And so just be eyes up on that. Be ready to have a conversation with a parent. And let me equip you with that. You can tell them, hey, listen, I understand that your kid is in here, but I also understand that there are, so many other kids, whether it's 100 other kids or 200 other kids that are in here as well. And you wouldn't want some random other person possibly to come in and jeopardize the safety of your kid. So because of that, we have to make sure that the only people who are in this room with these kids are background checked and are approved by us. So that's kind of some stuff that you can use, some language you can use to equip you and arm you in case you have to have that conversation with a parent. No parent should be able to get across because of our security team, but that's the deal. The last thing, you'll get your t-shirt that night. We are not doing the 4 indie t-shirts yet. We'll do that the next time we do date night. We kind of ran into a deadline snag with that, but what we're going to do is wear your generic gray Resonate Church t-shirt that we used to wear for pre-registration nights and for Love Week. If you have that, wear that. If you don't have one, we will have more for you. We ordered another set of those, and so we'll have more for you there on Friday night. So make sure that you wear something that matches that, girls. If you're accessorizing and all that kind of stuff, make sure that you match a gray. It's like a heather gray Resonate Church t-shirt. You've seen those up at guest services. So that's all for general stuff. Now we've cut some specific videos if you're a small group leader or a check-in volunteer, and I want you to make sure that you go and watch those videos as well. And that way you can be amply prepared for the night. Guys, I think this is going to be an incredible thing. This is going to be a major tipping point as we begin to serve this community and we begin to turn people's heads to ultimately turn their hearts to Jesus. That's the goal. We want to see more and more people come to know Christ. And we are unapologetic about fulfilling the Great Commission in that sense. And so I love you guys. I'm so thankful and grateful that you guys chose to join us on Friday night and that you're giving up your Friday night to serve these families in this community. It's going to make a big difference. I promise you. Our community is going to they're going to really appreciate what we're doing in this, and ultimately they're going to get introduced to Jesus. So I love you guys, and we'll see you guys soon.